One of the things that I am crazy excited about coming from the DCU is the upcoming HBO series Lanterns. Now, we got that first picture, which you can see down in the thumb here, this one here. Yeah. They released this image ages ago. But I remember right away, with our Jon Stewart and our Hal Jordan, just looking at it and going, oh my God, that already looks awesome. It's so simple. Just two men walking down a road, clearly on business.
They're on business.
They're on business. Look at them.
My question is, do you think their power rings generate these clothes? Or did they have to go buy them?
I think they bought them the clothes.
Just checking.
I think that's their regular wardrobe. But man, I can't wait for it. HBO is the king, the highest of the gold standards when it comes to making series. And so hopefully that'll translate into that. But we really don't know much about it. We know Nathan Fillion will appear in it as Guy Gardner. We've heard a few other little casting things, but basically no details. Well, there's some speculation going on about what one of the details may be. Now, I'm going to warn you in advance. This is Plastic Man level stretch. But, as we will discuss, it is consistent with some other things we already know about the DCU. The main hoopla comes from this. According to a report here coming out of MovieWeb, there's this hat that was given out as a part of the wrap party for Lanterns. The post said, so this is from the official DCU Lantern show. A Redditor made a video pointing out that it might tease the center. And WB forced to take it down. Do you have a fuller picture of that hat, Jonathan, that we can bring up? So, as you can see, it's a lantern. But what's a little bit different from the traditional Green Lantern ring logo is that the center has several circles. The speculation that has now started to run around the fan circles, no pun intended, is that these circles are a representation of the center. Now, in case you're wondering, John, what the hell is the center? In the comics, I believe starting in the 1960s, the center is basically, I bet you didn't know that the TV series Lost was a DCU show, because apparently the characters were all living on the center. So the center is basically a sentient island that also has some dinosaurs on it. And it's sentient, and in the comics, the Justice League had to fight them and all that kind of stuff. Now, that whole theory is being proposed because the Lantern's logo on the hat has some circles. Circles! I love circles. So it's a bit of a stretch. Now, however, the reason this theory, let's call it a theory, the reason this theory may have some legs is because of the end of Peacemaker Season 2, where they introduce salvation. Peacemaker ends up through a dimensional door in a place that is very nature-centered and apparently has some dinosaurs running around on it, which is consistent, at least from the comic book descriptions, of the center. James Gunn said that the ending of Peacemaker Season 2 will kind of be a doorway, again, no pun intended, into what's going on with the rest of the DCU. It could be a foreshadow of things that are going to happen in Lanterns, hence the center. That being said, we are talking about circles that have a center. Listen, another theory that's been floated out there, and Jonathan, let's bring up the hat again.
All right.
Is that these circles could represent a target. Some other people are taking that as to meaning we could be getting Green Arrow. Now, this theory would also have some merit because traditionally in the comics, you know who are BFFs? Hal Jordan and Oliver Queen. Again, that doesn't mean anything, but there would be some consistency with that as well. If I were to find out that either of these theories were true and real and accurate, and it were put to me, John, which one of these theories do you hope it is? Like, we can tell you one of them is right. Which one do you hope is right? I got to tell you, I'm not stoked about the idea of the center.
No.
But I would be loving the idea of them introducing Oliver Queen. I would love that, and having Oliver Queen be a part of a mystery that's going on. Because here's the problem, Rob. And remember, we're speaking in the dark. We are speaking right now as people who have not read the script. We don't know what it's about. It could be awesome. But the original ideas that float around about this Lantern series being kind of like True Detective and it being a mystery to be solved and a little bit more grounded, I really love that idea. And if suddenly a sentient island with dinosaurs is your main antagonist, that kind of blows that out of the water.
Yeah.
Not that it couldn't be awesome and it couldn't be maybe the greatest thing DC's ever done. Again, we're speaking in the dark. But I'm kind of hoping it's this theory about it being the center is not right, because it really does, at least in theory, really take away from that true detective nature of it, which is something I'm really looking forward to. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you saw the image. You've heard the theories. What do you, are we talking about the center? If so, what kind of role could it play? Do you think it could mean something else? I don't know. What do you make of this?
Okay, I just want to say, looking at that image, I think it's a bit of a stretch. Let me just read something real quick. The center was born in the core of the Earth. It has been observing the activity of the surface for millions of years via telepathy. Upon viewing the growth of humanity and their potential to replicate the destructive force that killed all the dinosaurs, the center decides to wipe them out. That's pretty wacky. And like, you know, you saw it in Darwin Cook's New Frontier graphic novel, The Center. Now, the thing is, my first inclination is to be like, John, this is ridiculous. You know what I think those concentric circles are in the middle of that lantern? The power that you stick your hand in and say the thing.
That is the third. Listen, I was going to say that could just be an updated version of the logo.
I mean,
for Green Lantern, period.
My power, Green Lantern's light. I mean,
it just seems like that's illuminating, but also lanterns have that those circle.
Yeah,
images.
I mean,
now these are just more circles.
And
inside
that whole logo, if that's the logo they went with, is a little different than the one we're used to. But
not much different.
No, but it's vaguely there, but it's not as it's a little fatter and squatter. But that's why it looks like that's the where you stick your hand in the power. The center is a big leap. I mean, in terms of making something that we look at, I find myself, it's difficult to reconcile that first picture they released of Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler with the center. Like those two things, those are like two flavors that are not in a Reese's peanut butter cup. They are not two great flavors that go great together. But then again, I mean, James Gunn put Starro in the Suicide Squad.
It reminds me of Lighthouse Glass.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Does that mean
it's confirmation? The Gotham City Sirens are going to be in lanterns.
Lighthouse Glass.
But the thing is, that's the only thing that gives me pause. That James Gunn would put something like the center into this.
And like I said, it's hard to just completely discount it because again, the ending of Peacemaker season 2 with Salvation, that looks like it could very much be connected to the center or even be the center. Again, it is Plastic Man level stretch, but I'm just saying it's hard to completely discount it.
I know.
I think out of all three, I honestly think the most, you know, what's the name of the law that says the simplest answer is most often?
Occam's razor.
There you go. And I think what we're probably looking at here is just a new look at the new logo of the Green Lantern Corps. That's what it's most likely. But, you know, we'll find out. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Is this image of this piece of merch making you think, oh my God, the antagonist of this series is going to be the center? It could be. It's certainly not outside of James Gunn's wheelhouse. Could it be maybe more of a Target sort of thing, implying that we're going to get a Green Arrow? Could it mean just power circles? Or is it just the logo itself? I don't know. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.